I want to say something to the loner. You know, I consider myself to be a loner. You know what I'm saying? I can popular loner. That was up. I could be social when needed. You know what I'm saying? I could be social when needed, but I don't consider myself to be social. You know what I'm saying? When it's got to be done, I can do it. But I'm gonna tell y'all something about the loner, right? The loner takes a lot of deal with a lot. I feel like most people that loners, like I think, what's the word they looking for? I'm looking for empath. Like, we take on people's energy. A lot of times the loner don't probably, some of us probably don't even realize that's the problem. That's why we don't like being around people all the time, because you take on energy. Not only do you take on energy, you also you take on the problem. You take on the problem, like, and most of us very observant. Most of us, you know what I'm saying, we pay attention to body language. We pay attention to vibes and energy. Like, we really, you know what I'm saying, a lot of loners don't tap into the gift of why. A lot of loners, listen what I'm gonna tell you, a lot of loners really possess the prophetic gift of discernment on a different level, because the loner is isolated a lot. A lot of times, the loners are thinkers. You know what I'm saying? We think. A lot of people that say overanalyze, but a lot of us when we thinking, we in the right lane. We in the right lane. Sometimes we might not know how to turn it down, but the loner, most definitely, a lot of loners carry their prophetic gift. That's when we can't be around a lot of energy and a lot of people that's got a lot going on for a long time, because it started to mess up what it is that we you know what I'm saying, whatever that is that we have. And we like to sit in them places. A lot of loners are healers. This is what I'm telling you. A lot of loners be people who carry the gift of healing. Sometimes people love to be in your presence because you just carry that in your presence. People like to be around the loner. The loner did a lot of observation. I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of loners can be so real and raw and honest at times, and people want it because we spend a lot of time with ourselves. So the people always want to be around us, but they are really intrigued with us and what we carry, and that's why you wonder why people always want to gravitate to the loner. The loner is never the person that seems like they want to be around. The loner is the person that people call and want to be around. If we call, it's really like a special occasion. It's something going on. A lot of people don't. You will never catch me in a position where I'm calling all the time. The loner don't want that, and the loner likes to pick and choose when they want to be around. That's it. I want to come when I want to come. I want to leave when I'm ready to leave. And see, but the loner take a lot of criticism. Let me tell you something. The loner takes a lot of criticism because they want to force us into who they are. They want us to be different than what they see. They try to change that up. You should do this more. Why? They always got a lot of questions. And see, the loner, if you're not tapped into really why the Most High created you to be off to yourself and isolated at time, you'll start to get in your mind, because the enemy always want to pervert the gift. Not only do he want to pervert the gift, he wants you to not even understand where you can start to understand the gift. You're in isolation and you think the way you think, and you just ain't tapped into the vein as to why, okay, this is why I'm always isolated. This is why I think the way I think. This is why people always call me and ask me for advice. This is why people like to be up under me, because they take the healing that I possess and carry. Even if, let me tell you something, the loner can be hurting but still carry that healing. Sometimes you can't see. That's when when people be saying he give his hardest battle to his strongest soldiers. But when you a loner, you can be drained and hurting, but you still possess the ability to give the people the strength that they need when you can't give it to yourself as a loner. And the reason you able to do that as a loner is because you tune out a lot of noise and you are in tune with who you are. So when you're in tune with who you are, even when you hurting, you can help the next person, because eventually I'm just going to get back to what it is in the place that I need to be in. But see, the trick of the enemy is he want to make you feel like as a loner, as an introvert, you got to pay attention to some of these words. Listen, you got to pay attention to some of the wording in the word. The words in the world, because the psychiatrists diagnose you with something that has nothing to do with the spiritual alignment of to why you have to be to yourself, why you need so much, because a lot of loners, they talk a lot. Even when you think you ain't talking to the Most High, because a lot of people think in prayer, it's got to be structured a certain way. But when he say pray without ceasing, a lot of times the loner is in constant conversation with trying to understand certain things that happen and certain things that's going on with them. You're in constant communion with the Most High. And see, what the enemy wants you to try to do with the psychiatrists using certain words, or you're an overthinker, it's anxiety, it's depression, it's this and that. They want to take, the life and death is in the power of the tongue. They trying to take the gift and speak death over it, and for you not to understand the alignment of who you are and why you need that time to yourself. See, this is what I started to understand when it came to why I'm alone, and in my spirit, why it's so important for me to spend the time I need alone. Because for one, it has a lot to do with my creativity, and my creativity is tied into my purpose. But a lot of people will say, you don't like to be out, you don't like to be around each other, because I'm more focused on who I need to be for the world versus who the world want me to be for them. I'm focusing on the craft and what I need to do that's going to better my relationship with him, and what I need to do is when it's tied into his will. So you wondering why a lot of time when the loner do figure out why I stay so isolated, you're going to start to see that the loner, if they're not ahead of you, a lot of them going to be ahead of you intellectually. A lot of them going to be ahead of you when it comes to, because they're going to progress, because they're going to spend their time to themselves. When a lot of people, you just out here and you just entertaining all the distractions and being pulled here and there, here and there, here and there. But see, the enemy, what he try to do is when he's speaking, when the enemy is speaking on the left shoulder of the loner, they trying to make you weird. He trying to make you think that you're weird. He's trying to make you think that you're complicated, trying to make you think that you're incompetent, and everybody else is doing all of these great things and able to hold all of these conversations in social environments, and you wondering why you get so antsy or you catch anxiety when you in it, because all of that is not tied into who you are. You trying to look and compare who you are to people that's designed for what it is that they do, and then not only that, you trying to let them people who done tapped into who they are, trying to shape and mold you into their purpose and not your own. But see, that's why you got to be careful of who you talking to, because a lot of people are trying to transform you into them versus trying to understand then what is your gift, what is he calling you to do, and why is it important that people don't really know how to do that at times. So the loner, I'm gonna tell you something else. A lot of times, the loner does not have people to confide in. I'm one of them. It's every now and then I'll end up in a conversation where I'll thank the king for pouring into me while I was pouring into somebody else. Some people, because when the spirit said he'll make intercession, he'll speak for you when you're. But a lot of times when you start, he'll pour into you when you pour into somebody else. And a lot of times the loner take a lot of stabs in the back. Listen to me, the loner take a lot of stabs in the back. It ain't that I guess you can say to an extent we have trust issues, but to me is we're cautious. Because I've never met too many loners who was not willing and still open to certain things. Even though I've been burnt that way, I've been burnt right there, I've been burnt right there. We're just more cautious than we were before, which comes with the gift of discernment as well. But a lot of time we end up helping ourselves when we're helping other people. Real talk. And people don't tend to be show compassion to the loner. Let me tell you something. When understanding your gift, never expect somebody to be considerate and understand the gift. What they understand is your what they know is what they can get from you. And it's not necessarily that they are leeches all the time. You could tell the difference between a leech and somebody who just don't understand that these people are going to run to you all the time. And this is what you have to understand as a loner. Quit beating yourself up and wondering why they are not asking how you are doing. Because most people look at the people who are isolated and out to themselves. We carry ourselves with so much whatever that is, it never looks like anything is wrong. So with that being said, I'm not saying that it's your fault, but it never looks like we have a problem. When the problems happen, for some reason, we always work them out. It always end up, you know what I'm saying? It never looks like we're in shambles. It don't look like we don't have it together. It don't look like, you know what I'm saying, we're in trouble. It looks like, you know what I'm saying? So quit beating up on yourself when these people are, because you're blessed with that. That's a gift. That it is a gift to have the strength that you have. I'm not saying it's fair, but let me tell you something. It's just a part of the journey for you. I ain't saying it's fair. I'm saying it's just a part of the journey for you. You were born to be able to carry that. And that's just what it is. And people are just not going to be compassionate as you think they should and call and check on you. It's not going to happen. Your week could have been absolutely crazy, and still you would have the ability to go to an outing that you was invited to, go in there and then realize you done worked the room, boom, boom. People done pour stuff on you. And of course, at some point, who does not want to be asked, how are you? From a person you know, if they ask you, where you can release and say, whew. It's crazy. Like it's yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. But that's the loner. Listen, you possess a different kind of strength. You possess a different kind of patience. And really the loner exactly. The loner possess a different Tasha, that's one of the main reasons why I would check on you at times, because you know the time we did meet, like I could see it. You know, I feel like we when you get around like-minded people, a lot of times it's hard for us to stay connected because maybe we have a lot of similar things in common, and like they say, the opposites attract. A lot of times us don't stick together with us. We end up with the opposite of what we are. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. If that makes sense. That's just me understanding. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, we possess a different strength. You know what I'm saying? We go through a lot of things by ourselves. We handle things by ourselves. Like I said, it's not that, don't let nobody tell you that it's trust issues that you have. You're cautious because you're aware of human. You're aware of humans in a different way. The loner, listen to me. As a loner, I'm gonna say this: the loner is not gullible. Don't never let nobody make you feel like because you have a good heart and you want to see the good in people, and you give people chances and opportunities, even though you get burned. Don't let anybody tell you you're gullible. You do not have to change up what it is that the Most High gave you, the ability to love and care about people and be open to opportunities. It's not that you're green. It's not that you're slow. It's not that you're gullible. It's that you're a good person. And a lot of times that's just not here in the world. And at times, after you done been burnt so many times, you wanna step back and within yourself and ask, why do I keep letting people take advantage of me? Why do I keep letting people manipulate me? Why do I keep letting people hurt me? Why do I keep letting such and such and such and such? And then and then the enemy get in and they try to convince that there's something wrong with you. Let me tell you something about the enemy. The enemy, you have to understand when he said, get thee behind me, Satan. It was a spirit that was working in the person, not the person. People have to understand that the enemy works through vessels. So just when you feeling that way, when you feeling confused and hurt and frustrated and all this stuff, it's the vessels that he's using to attack the gift. He always after the gift. When you being attacked in a certain lane, if somebody is trying to make you believe you're slow and gullible, you need to change the way you're thinking about it and ask yourself, why are they using those specific words? Because they're using them specific words to attack the gift that you may not understand. They calling you gullible when really they trying to drain out what is called the agape. The agape, the love, the unconditional love that you have. So if I can get you to think you're gullible and start to harden your heart, make your heart a little callous, make you a little less forgiving, make you a little cautious, make you a little untrustworthy, make you a little more standoffish. What they trying to do is drain out the love that he created in you. The world wants you to believe that is wrong and you need to be evil. You need to be wicked. You need to be cunning. You need to be slick. That's what he trying to get you to believe. You have to pay attention to the words that people are saying to you and how they saying them, because a lot of times it's to try to get you to turn away from what it is that you need to pay attention to in yourself. Man, listen. And then you gotta then when it comes to me, I dealt with that a lot. I dealt with the voices in my head trying to make me feel like I was crazy at times, or why I couldn't, why I felt I can be in social environments, and it's not that I'm forced to be social. It's just after a certain amount of time, I'm just not engaged and entertained at the level that people seem engaged and entertained. So at that point, it starts, the enemy want me to start questioning, is something wrong with me and why I can't continue to be socially engaged and entertained the way that they are. I have watched people be engaged and entertained for hours and do absolutely nothing. So I sit there and I be like, why it look like they having so much fun? And me, I'm really, after a certain amount of time, I'm faking the fun. Because really deep down inside, I want to go off to my isolated world that makes sense. Because really and truly, it's the world trying to get me to conform that this is how I should be. This is how I should think. This is how I should enjoy myself. This is how I should relax. They are relaxed. I'm not. That's the enemy working, trying to conform. That's why he said, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Listen, I do it all the time, Tasha. I've done it a million times. And then at that point, you thinking, man, and then you wonder like, dang, they be having so much fun and this. What's the question? They be having so much, and you can't seem to enjoy that kind of fun. You want me to tell you why? Because the gift and the purpose that's in you is still wanting to birth itself. And what you're doing is really a form of running. But at the same time, it's just that you ain't understanding. And it's a tug of war going on with being entertained versus your purpose, having fun versus your purpose, enjoying what most people make life versus your purpose. It's a tug of war going on between your flesh and your spirit. That's really what it is. Your spirit is telling you, hey, that looks fun, but that I got something better for you. And you're only confused because you keep questioning and asking and asking and asking and asking and asking and asking. And the reason it's taking you longer to understand is because you're not taking the time to surround yourself with the people that can help you understand it. You constantly keep attaching yourself to the people who are the completely opposite of you. And when you attach yourself to people that are completely opposite of you, you're constantly going to be comparing and questioning what it is that you should be doing because you're trying to fit in versus standing off and saying, I am who I am. And that's what most people just don't have. I got 2 people that I can call anytime that I feel like that. And I call them. And one thing about me, I'm very honest with myself. This is how I have some of the most honest conversations with myself about things that I just be like, what is that? And that's the breaking. It's the breaking of that programming. It's the breaking of all of these things. It's the breaking. It's breaking. It's just like when you get a cut, a wound, they got this thing that's called scar tissue. And then that scar tissue is hard in that place at the time. But the doctor told me, I can't remember what it was, but the doctor told me like you can massage that scar tissue over time depending on where it's at. And that scar tissue will start to break up. But if you quit massaging the scar tissue, it'll get back how it was. It'll get back how it was. And what you need to continue to do is massaging that scar tissue that's keeping you attached. Because you got to get to a place of where you're free. You got to free it up. You got to free it up because you're gonna keep hanging around these people who really can't pour into you. That's over with. That's over with. You get you 2 or 3 people that can pour into you and help you understand the way you're processing information. Listen, I'm gonna say it again. All you need is 2 or 3 people that can help you process the information to where it's encouraging who you're supposed to be. It's no way the loner, the person it's no way you can call a person who's so flamboyant and free and speak this and they understand. They won't. They're going to try to get you to change by you should get out more. You should do more. You're in the house too much. You're overthinking. It's not what I'm telling you. Just go have a drink, relax. They're going to try to conform you every single time. The loner is powerful. Listen, your discernment is higher. You spend time with yourself and you talk. You're honest with yourself. The loner, listen to me. Your impact. You carry people's problems and emotions. You're the go-to person. Look at the whole picture of yourself. Quit looking at the pieces. You only looking at the pieces. You're seeing, I feel anxiety. I feel stressed out. This day I felt this. This day I feel this. This day I... Put all them pieces together and realize who you are. Then you can deal with the frustration different, the anxiety different, the depression different. You can deal with the people calling on you all the time. When you look at the totality of the picture, you really built for it. It's just in shambles and you don't understand it. Your energy and your is everywhere. Being a go, listen to it. That's why I said you can deal with it different. When you understand you're the go-to person, this is what most of us have a problem with. Saying no. When you understand you're the go-to person, then you understand how to protect your energy. When you understand, because then you start setting healthy boundaries for you to work on who you are. Because a lot of us, we answer because the enemy will trick you into thinking you're doing good deeds, or this, you need to continue to do that, or it's going to expose you if you don't do it. No. I just don't have time. And then this is another thing you have to understand. When you say no, you don't have to explain why you said it. It's going to shock people because you've always been the go-to. So they're looking for an explanation as to why you don't want to do what they have been, because that's the pulling off of a leech. You pull a leech out, it want to stay latched on because it's trying to figure out why you pulling me off and you've been letting me suck on you for so long. Because you have to go. I'm doing something for me right now. I'm doing something for me. And then there's another thing. This last thing I'm gonna say. Understand this. Sometimes when you're being the healer, when you're being the go-to person, when you being, you know what I'm saying, whatever that is, the enemy's still perverting the gift because he's keeping you distracted that way. You in your purpose, but you ain't in your bag. Now, I ain't talking financial. You in your purpose, but you ain't in your, because he's keeping you distracted to where you can't empower the gift. You can't, you need to empower, you need to nurture the gift. It need to be nurtured, groomed. It need to be, you know what I'm saying? It need to be built up. It need to be, you know what I'm saying? You got to step on back. You got to step on back and take that time, because you will feel like you're doing, because at this point, when you recognize what it is, you need to step back and say, no, and empower the gift. You need to empower the gift. That way you're not, you know what I'm saying? You say no when you need to say no, because you're not meant to give it's the scripture to say, casting your pearls before swine. You're not meant to keep giving away what you're blessed, the wisdom that you blessed with, the knowledge you blessed with, the instruction you blessed with, the guidance that you have. You're not meant to just constantly keep giving it away to everybody. Because I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of time it's falling on deaf ears. They not doing what you told them to do. They just distracting you and taking up your time. And then you get off, and the whole time you think you might have helped somebody or did something for somebody. The whole time it was just the enemy creeping in saying, you ain't gonna never say no, I'm gonna keep you distracted. You ain't gonna never sit back and process all this information that you got in you. All of this natural spiritual information, this spiritual that you ain't gonna never get to the point of where you can really process it till you can see, where you can see how strong you really are. You ain't gonna never do that. I'm gonna keep people calling you. I'm gonna keep people at work asking them. When you go out, I'm gonna keep strength. Listen, you wonder why these people just gravitate to you. You know what I'm saying? You keep blaming it on, some of us keep blaming it on, being handsome or beauty or looking good and this and that. No. It's what you carry. I promise you, it's not what's on you. It's what's in you that's making them walk to you. Just go out for an experiment and be your regular self. Just put on some and they still gonna come. It ain't gonna matter what you look like. They still coming. Because it's just something that you carry. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. And that's it. That's it. I had that on me. I hope somebody got something from it. But yeah, I felt the need to speak on it. And yeah. It's okay to be alone. It's okay. For sure. For shiggity show. Yeah. I'm finna ready to all right, yeah, for sure. Y'all be blessed, man. Man, y'all hold it down. Y'all be cool. How y'all be cool? As y'all know, always. It's a blessing, man. If you ain't got me on YouTube, do me a favor. If you took something from this message, just go subscribe to the YouTube. I usually say cash at me $1. But at this point, it wasn't on my spirit to say so. Just go subscribe to the YouTube. The YouTube is Joe Baker. If you can't find it, go to my TikTok profile page. Hit the Instagram icon, go subscribe to the YouTube. That's it. If you like messages like this, I got plenty of them on YouTube. We ballin'. Y'all be blessed.